So it was possibly going on 2 years ago now that I made this headline. And this was during the time before, I can't say before things got so toxic and I realized I was being stalked, but before I realized that things were really toxic. And on days like today, it just takes me back and reminds me of the message that I got, which was surrounding the original purpose of this union, this the original purpose of us coming together and working together. And a big part of it was the disparities that we experience in the judicial system. And so it's something I want to do, and I emailed my daughter's attorney, but I didn't write some of the letters I was thinking about. But tomorrow I'm going to fight with everything in me to go to court and actually file a civil lawsuit, because if nothing else, there at least needs to be attention brought to what she did, and she needs to be made aware that what she did was wrong. But not just her, also the court system and the way that they are handling things. And the truth of the matter is, I don't exactly know what I'm doing myself, but I know to do nothing means nothing is said and nothing is done. And one of the issues has been that when I go to court, I am often overlooked. I am often discounted. I am often disrespected, and I'm sick of it. When it comes to my daughter, I really struggle because, just to be honest, what I've experienced throughout this process was really humiliating. I have taken my ex-husband to court so many times, and most times his lies have gotten him off. There was one judge that we had, like, the first time, that after he lied a couple times, he finally had him locked up for, it was like 30 to 60 days. After that, everybody has basically been like, oh, we take his word. It's his word against yours, but he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. And it's like, he's lying. So, and even in this situation, when it comes to my daughter, I sent in documentation, including complaints and written documentation, police reports. None of it she looked at. And her decision was based solely on, well, I talked to him, he said, and I was like, yeah, but I'm telling you he's lying. Ask for the proof. Ask for verification. And then it was like, well, I talked to her, and I just feel like maybe. And then she said, okay, well, what email did you send the information to? This is all before we go in the courtroom. So while I'm telling her, and she's looking through to try to find the emails that I sent her with the records on it, they called us in. And of course, she leaned in his favor. And so it has taken me some time, and I have been really just hurt, because it's like all this time, the one thing I did not go through really was the custody part, and that has been impressed upon me and kind of heavy. So I was like, I was going to stick through it no matter the humiliation. I didn't know it was going to sting like it stung, but it did. And the truth of the matter is, I'm not going to just leave it there, though. I am going to keep pushing. I am a single mom who has worked my ass off. And it's like, I was introduced that in order for me to get closure in this situation, some help and some support, that there was someone that is knowledgeable about my situation and was going to help me through it. And for the purposes of not just helping me, but for generations to come behind me, to turn that whole situation around, that it's been that we get overlooked oftentimes because of our chocolate appearance. And so, and on today, I don't know where the result is going to come in the direction, but I'm looking for God to prove to me what he promised me. I'm looking for his word by way of however it comes. And right now it's like, everything that I saw with this union and us, working together as a team, has felt like everything but that. But I want answers. Like, I want Kanye West to open his mouth, because I know that um, there are pressures. I know that Hollywood, whatever you want to call it, is really evil, and there are things where they basically have their knee on your neck. But whatever the situation was that I was selected, I'm like showing proof. And whatever the situation regarding um, oh, the FBI, everybody else, because I've reached out, and the thing is, it seems like I've got to keep filing until I either something happens or they say I can't file anymore. And the fact that she neglected that information, that's how children are hurt. That's how children are being human trafficked and kidnapped from parents that deserve to have the children. And it's not okay. It is not okay. I am tired. I have fought this fight and been so disappointed at the answer over and over and over again. And I'm tired of people choosing to look at me and decide that I'm not worthy of the support and the help. And no other reason except that I'm an African American female. No, it's time that it changes. And that's not to say that this doesn't happen to other women, because I know that it does. However, I'm representing me, my face, my experience, and what I've been through for many, many, many years. It's time that it changes. So I'm going to continue to share kind of randomly, but I do want to just focus on this. It talks about the U.S. attack, and some of these posts I picked purposely some of the titles, and I kind of like made a custom article because it was important to me. At the time, I was struggling, and I was actually homeless and somewhat indirectly in communication online with Ye. And it was during the time where I was really struggling, and there was days I was staying in the car, and there was days that I've really felt some kind of way, because he was traveling around the world basically seemingly enjoying life, and I'm struggling and losing mine, but still trying to stay confident, knowing that God said that he had called me for an assignment that was going to be difficult and bigger than I expected, but that to be assured that he called me. And so this was when he first started letting his beard grow out and looking a little rough around the edges, and I was like, that's what's up. In addition to that, USA Attack. I picked that title because, for the most part, when you look at someone who looks like me in the hip hop community, they're doing nothing but tearing down our community. Their music is praising everything but growth in our community, and it's something that's painful and harmful and hard to watch. So the direction of his music, especially with the Jesus is King, it was impactful, and I was like, it's going to be a pivotal turn in hip hop. And I feel like that in itself is a major, not just an attack, but a major turnaround for the culture, globally, because everybody is following hip hop, including politicians. Then the Philadelphia Inquirer was selected specifically because I'm Philly born, and that's where a lot of the harm that I experienced, the trauma that I experienced, started. But now I guess I'm from coast to coast, traumatized, and still trying to fight. And a lot of who spreads a lot of this hip hop news, TMZ. And at the time, there was a message or an article about someone saying that he had too much baggage. And I said the homeless community approves this message. And there was a conversation about him not giving money to the homeless, that he was supposed to start this agreement. And I felt like the agreement that he was getting into was so much bigger that he was going to do more than help the homeless community. So instead of just saying that, directing my message to that one thing, it was like an overall, we, the homeless community, approve this message because it's going to make an impact and a change forever.